anyone who was interested in it. Here's my CD collection. Ayo, it is week 22 of the weekly video logs for Garage Games. It is Thursday tonight. I just got off work a little bit ago. I wasn't really up for doing anything, so I thought maybe I could do something a little different with the beginning of this week's vlog. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to me on YouTube or just following me on Facebook. I upload the same video to each platform, so there's not like a whole lot of variety. What I want to do is just kind of talk about Garage Games for a few minutes. Not a lot of people know the story. It's not a real big story. There's not a lot of history with it, but I thought I'd take an opportunity to kind of explain it to people who might not know. So Garage Games is my pursuit in opening up a brick and mortar video game store in Chippewa Falls. I want to do more than just video games. I feel like having physical anything like DVDs, CDs, cassettes, VHS, board games, toys, Pokemon cards. That's going to be pretty essential to have kind of like a nice variety if I want to flourish in this market. So for the time being, I'm only focusing on video games, just because my space is incredibly limited. But also, I'd love to have, like a mini arcade, even if it's a cheap one, like 5 or so arcade one-up machines on free-to-play for people to come in if they're bored and just play some arcade games. So the idea for Garage Games came to me the spring of 2024. I used to work in a game store, a local game store, like 2008 to 2009 or 10. And I loved it. It was my favorite job. It still is my favorite job that I ever had. I was really sad when I wasn't able to do it anymore. The store unfortunately ended up closing all of the branches that they had. I think they had 4 total branches, but they all shut down. And after all that stuff, I was really thinking that maybe I want to do this myself, kind of give it my own flavor and do things my way. But back then I had no ambition to actually go for it, like no drive or anything, and I sure as hell was not gonna put my personal collection up for sale to kind of help that goal come to. So it went to the wayside, and I just continued to do like shitty jobs, mostly cooking jobs, fast food here and there, and just kind of forgot about the dream I once had of opening a game store, until I bought my house. So for me to get my house, I had to sell a good chunk of my personal collection. And during the process of me selling my my personal collection to get money for like down payment and stuff for the house, I just really enjoyed it. I loved looking up pricing and then pricing games, and kind of setting everything up in my bedroom, and having people come over to look for stuff, and then we talk about our memories, our favorite games, how it goes. And then after I got my house, it was about 9 or so months later. I have a 2-car garage, and I live by myself, so only half the garage was really being occupied. I had like a pool table, a dartboard, and a space to play some board games and stuff, drink some beer, listen to music with my girlfriend. But I was standing in there one night, just, thinking about the house, and then I was reminded how much I enjoyed selling my games, which was a crazy thought. And I was like, I wonder if I could open up a business, a game store in my garage. Deep down, I knew that wasn't going to be feasible because of zoning laws and all that other stuff. But what I realized is what I could do is just have a garage sale. But I wanted to do it more than here and there. I wanted it to be open as much as possible. So in Chippewa, you can have up to 2 garage sales a month, and that's it. So I decided to try that pretty much, just a bi-weekly video game sale out of my garage. So I invested a little bit of money initially, mostly used what was left of my personal collection. I sold some great titles that really hurt to sell, but hoping that it all works out for the greater good. So in July of 2024, I had a really cold open. I had two of these bookshelves, and I had just a plastic table with consoles on it. And I made a post to Facebook, invite only. Come out. You can message me, and we'll set up a time for you to come out this day, and you can look around. I just was not ready for opening it up to the public and having a bunch of people come in at one time. One, because mentally I didn't want that right away, and secondly because it just wasn't really set up awesome. So the very first sale in July, less than 20 people came out. If you are one of those people who came out to that very first real cold open of my game sale, you could probably remember that it was really small. It was maybe 100 square feet, and it just was completely disorganized and nothing really looked good. But everyone who came out was super hyped on it, and they encouraged me to keep going. So with all the positive feedback that I got just from that one sale, I decided that maybe I need to put a little more effort into it. It's going to be worth it. So I spent hundreds of dollars on display cases, and I bought a few more smaller collections just to get more stuff. I organized everything really well, and I just kind of, went for it way more. I didn't half-ass it. I 3/4 assed it. And I had my first actual open to the public sale in late August. In late August, I think it was August 23rd of 2024, I had my very first video game sale, where I put it on Facebook, put my address out there, said you can come out at any time between this time and that time. I put up signs and all this other stuff. And that first actual sale, I was incredibly busy from the moment I opened to the moment I closed. I think a lot of people had come out assuming, like they were going to get garage sale prices, because that's kind of what you expect. And that was kind of an issue I had to deal with internally. Like, are people going to come out here, realize they can't get Majora's Mask complete in box for $5 or anything like that? But that ended up not, really being the case. Only a few people came out that I haven't seen since, that I know are other resellers. I see them on Facebook. They sell video games and stuff on Facebook. They haven't come back out, but a lot of people came out that first sale, and a lot of people were also being incredibly encouraging and optimistic about it, and just giving me more confidence that what I'm doing is going to be worth it in the end. So after the first sale, 2 weeks later, I had my second sale of the year. Not as many people came out, but a lot of repeat people came, and anybody who was new that came out was super hyped on it. Again, just more positivity and more encouragement. So I closed it up for the winter, because I can't leave all like electronics and video games and stuff out in freezing temperatures. I don't feel right about that. I don't want anything to get ruined. So I brought everything inside and kind of had to like stop doing that, like the bi-weekly sale. But what I did was a couple conventions over the winter into the early spring. And the spring of 2025, last year, excuse me, I'm sorry, I had just over 500 games and a dozen or so consoles. Still feeling really confident. Was super excited that I was going to be doing it bi-weekly from May to September. So 2 sales a month for the entire 4 months of warm weather that we get here. And the growth that I experienced last year over the summer was amazing. And honestly, it was a little overwhelming because I do this by myself, and I don't just don't take the game as it is or the console as it is and give you so much money for it, and then I put my more than what I paid you price on it. So like I'll go through everything. I can grab any random game off my shelf, any random console in the bin, and know that it's cleaned, no stickers on it, no broken cases. So doing stuff like that, it takes up a ton of time. So while working full time and also doing this, I had like almost no time. But like when I say I was busy, I was really busy, but it was worth it because again the growth was a lot, and I ended the season of 2025 with just over 1,700 total video games when I started this whole thing out with between 2 and 250 video games. So it felt really awesome to kind of wrap up last year and kind of prepare myself for this upcoming season. But yeah, again, this is something that I've wanted to do for a while. I'm aiming for the end of 2026, well, the fall of 2026, to be confident in myself with what I have and how I feel about it to actually have a storefront. So, like I said, I'm not quite at the point where I need to be to open up a store, but hopefully this is a year that we can make it happen. And again, like the amount of people who have come to me with their encouragement to keep going and their interest in it is incredible. And I appreciate your time, and I love the the encouragement for me to keep going, because if I wasn't being encouraged, if nobody cared, people thought it was a dumb idea, I would not have continued on with this goal of mine. And I just appreciate it. And somebody even came up to me last summer with an idea that they had. I don't want to really talk about it right now, because we haven't started it yet. It's still kind of in the works. But if we can figure something out for that, I'm really excited to show you guys when that little project is all complete and done. I think it's a really awesome idea. But okay, I've been rambling way too long. I'm not really good in front of a camera, so I apologize for my stammering and stuff like that. But it's late. I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm gonna eat something, go to bed, and I'll be back at it all tomorrow. Friday tonight, I had a long and annoying day at work, so I'm not really up for doing anything, but I got things that I gotta do, so I gotta at least do something tonight. So I'm gonna go through the collection and try to fill up this tote as much as possible. I gotta clean that out too, it's a little dusty. But I'm gonna take out a bunch of good games, put them into this tote, and hold on to them for like day one of my game store. It's like I said in the last clip, I'm kind of a ways out. I'm aiming for the fall of 2026. So right now is a good time to kind of start saving up a lot of really good titles, so that when I have opening day, I'll have just a bunch of really nice games for people to look at and be interested in. And I'll continue to add to the bin as the year goes on. But for now, I'm just going to pull some games off the shelf so that I don't sell them. And again, yeah, just have a good stock of awesome games for day one. All right, I went through everything and pulled out a few titles. I didn't take every single great game or every single game that I really wanted to, because I still got to have some stuff for the summer and conventions and stuff like that. So none of this stuff will be for sale until I open a store. That's my plan with this. I'm going to continue to add to this pile throughout the next year or two, and hopefully I could like quadruple this stack of games right here, maybe even more. But let's show you. So Pokemon games, some Game Boy games, a couple Switch games. And like not all of these titles are going to be super high-end bangers. I just want to make sure I have some solid titles so that I don't like sell them and then for some reason I don't get them back. Kind of like the GoldenEye that I have saved here. PlayStation 1. 360. This is just a unique one. Episodes of Liberty City. Oh, geez. Something fell behind me. I get this game fairly often, not a whole lot though, but I always sell it relatively quick. So just want to make sure I have one of those for day one. A Super Nintendo game, some N64. These are mostly ones I have duplicates of, except for GoldenEye. But like I said, I want to try to save up as many GoldenEye as I can. Same with Mario 64. Ribbit King. This is one that I feel like I'm going to struggle to sell anyway, so I might as well just hold on to it. And same for Stunt Racer. Some PlayStation 2 and GameCube. I looked up the price of Ace Combat Zero last night, and it's $50 complete, and I think a loose was at 30, so you can get the game and case from me, or you could have. I'm holding on to it now. You could have gotten that for 20 bucks. Just goes to show that like reselling video games isn't like a guaranteed, you know, like I can't buy Ribbit King from you for $80 and easily make 20 bucks off of it, because I've had this thing since like June. People just don't want to spend a lot of money all the time, you know, and I get it. Some complete in box stuff. Some more complete in box NES. The Left Bros variant of Super Mario 3. And then some sealed games. God of War 3. Just a solid game to have, and to have it sealed is even more cool, I think. And Yakuza, Outer Wilds, Hack, and a single Genesis game. So that's the pile. I'm happy with it, and hopefully I can continue to add to this throughout the next year and just have way more solid titles for day one. But it's late. I'm going to bed. It is Saturday today, and it is early in the morning. It is my day off. I am excited to have a couple days off. Last night I was thinking about some more stuff that possibly I would want to save for a day one opening. And I decided to also keep some handhelds. So I'm going to keep a Game Boy Advance, a Game Boy Color, 2 more Game Boy Advances, one of each, a PSP, DS, and DSi. And that's what I'm starting out with. I want to have a lot of handhelds. I feel like they'll do pretty well. So I just want to have a good variety day one. Again, I will continue to add things. So if I get like a bunch more Game Boy Colors or something like that, I'll probably start saving a couple of those. But also, I'm going to save all of the boxed consoles up here. None of these are going to be for sale from here on out. I'm going to save those. And yeah, that's what I came to. Again, going to continue to add to this pile of stuff. And I'm excited about it. So I got a couple things to do today. I got to get all this stuff off my table. Somebody is coming out to do a trade, maybe. We'll see if he comes out. And another guy wants to pick up a couple things. But I also sold this on eBay. I've had this for a long time. I've seen them sold on there for over $100, but nobody's buying it, like recently. So I had a little auction on it, and it got up to $50. So sold that for $50. Got to wrap that up and ship it out today at some point. But besides those things, I have a small pile of consoles that I've been ignoring. And I want them off the floor. I want to get to them. So from here until they're done, I'm going to do at least one of these a day. So that's only 4 days. I should be able to easily do that. But let's get the day started. Both of those guys came out today. One of them bought a DSi XL and a small stack of games to go with it. And then the other guy came out for a trade. And this is all the stuff I picked up. A lot of solid things here. So let's just go through it real quick. All of this is original plastic on these. They're all complete in box. I'd say they're between like 6 to 8 on the condition. Mario Kart's, you know, got a little squish into it. It's not perfect, but I'd say that's like a 7. A lot of NES games, Super Nintendo games, all solid titles in here. I was super happy that he accepted my offer. I gave him $415 trade for all of it. I didn't have to pay any cash, which I love, not having to pay out any cash for things. But some of these things are not going to be for sale. So Mario Kart 64 and the Donkey Kong games I am going to add to my bin that I started today. And then I'm also going to add Mega Man 2. What else am I going to add? I don't know. I'll have to go through it. But definitely Mega Man 2 is going to be held off. So super stoked to get this stuff. But I have to do something else today. I have to deep clean this PlayStation 1. It has kind of a wonky open button here, hoping that a deep clean can fix it. You can tell somebody had to put some kind of can or something on this to keep the lid closed because they were annoyed it wouldn't stay closed all the time or something. But if a deep clean can't clean that, I'm going to swap out the top shell because I have a defective PlayStation 1. I have 2 of them actually. But this one is actually in a lot nicer condition. So what I'm going to do now that I'm looking at it is just put this shell, or that top, that lid onto this one and just completely replace it if it'll fit. I think it's the same design. Let's take a look before I fully commit to that decision. It looks like it is. Cool. All right, so put this stuff on the back burner for now and get to work on the PlayStation 1. All right, got the PlayStation 1 cleaned up and looking good. Got everything in the baggie. I include a memory card, controller, hookups, and I've been throwing in a free PlayStation 1 demo disc with each one. I don't have many left, so I won't be able to do that much longer unless I get some more randomly in the next, year or so or whenever. But that is going to be the last thing I do today. I'm going to play some Borderlands 4 and enjoy the rest of my day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So the guy who came out earlier today and bought Nintendo DSi and some other games, we share similar music interests, and he collects physical CDs, and so do I. As you can see, I got all my CDs here, and all of these have been in a bin in my basement for years. I haven't pulled them out, so it was really fun going through all of these. But I told him I would go through my CDs and see if I had any duplicates. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am alphabetizing them. I'm gonna put them up on my shelf, and yeah, I'm gonna go through and see if I have any dupes. I've already found one as I lay dying, and I never realized that there are 2 different variants to this album. So this is like a red, and that's a black. So that's pretty cool, but I don't need 2 of these, so see if that's one that he wants. But this is going to take me some time. I might not get done before I go to bed, so possibly the last clip again for the day. Oh, and also something really cool that is actually video game related and not just CD music related. I recalled this POD album having a demo disc in it, and it sure does. It's got Amplitude. Not a great game. Well, maybe if you like it. It's kind of like time-based rhythm game. I wasn't really into it, but still really cool to see a demo disc inside of a POD album. But yeah, all right. So I got done all the way up to the C's. I decided to add everything to my Discogs because pulling these out, it's really making me want to just start looking for CDs again. I haven't done it for a couple of years. Last summer I found a big old stack of CDs, but that was about it for the last few years. So I'm gonna go ahead and catalog everything. It takes a long time, so that's why I only made it to the C's, and I still have all this to go. It took me about 2 hours, but I found some more dupes. We got the Chariot, Blink-182, and AFI, and then yeah, As I Lay Dying. So I imagine I might have some more duplicates buried in here, but I'm going to bed now, and I'm gonna have to finish going through all this stuff before I can work on anything else. So probably should have held off on doing this, but I kind of dug myself a hole, so it's time to get myself out before I go back to cleaning these consoles. Today is Sunday, and I got all of my CDs alphabetized, cataloged, and put on my shelf. These were all the duplicates that I came across, 22 of them. So the guy who wanted me to see if I had any is going to buy these all for 20 bucks. Less than $1 a piece, so that's a pretty good deal. I know it's not game related, but let me show you my CDs on my shelf. And here is everything. We'll go through it real slowly. If you see any that kind of stand out to you, if we share similar interest in music, let me know. I got mostly like post-hardcore, metal, punk, alternative rock, emo, screamo. But there are some random pop CDs thrown in here too, like Jewel, NSYNC, Avril Lavigne. This Disturbed CD is actually pretty sweet. It's like a booklet, and it's got this little emblem on it. Very cool. I think I'd have to look at my Discogs, but I think I cataloged 500 or just over 500 CDs. When I was younger, I had a roommate, and we'd have parties and stuff. Well, he would mostly have parties, but I was living there too, so I guess I was technically part of it, even though I wasn't really, hyped about it. But I went to work one day, and he was having a party, and I came home from work, or back to the apartment from work, and somebody had stolen my iPod mini and all of my CDs except for like the 20 I had in my vehicle. So I had them out displayed like this. They didn't take any of the jewel cases because I had a CD binder with all of them in it, and they just straight up took the CD binder. It was like, I don't even know, it was so many CDs. There was a time where I was just buying every single CD I could. It had to have been close to 1,000 CDs. And then my iPod mini also got stolen that night. And it pissed me off so bad. He didn't know who did it. He couldn't tell me who did it. I didn't believe him. I'm sure he knew. But they were all drinking. Regardless, I had a ton of CDs stolen from me. I was pissed off, so I moved out. And I left all my empty jewel cases there. And like I said, I had about 20 of them in my car. So I've been trying to recollect everything. I can't remember everything that I had either. This Bob's Burgers one is pretty freaking cool. I love that. But yeah, I'm still a little bitter about that to this day. There are bands on my iPod mini that I'll never remember who they were or anything like that. So yeah, just trying to get my collection built back up. Kind of took a break from it for a few years, but there we go. Anyone who was interested in it, here's my CD collection. And it's gonna keep growing. I got a little more space to add some more, so time to start hunting for this stuff again. Having it all cataloged into Discogs is gonna make it way easier for me to not buy any duplicates or anything like that, so I'm excited about it. Ayo, it is Monday tonight, and I just got off work a little bit ago. I came home and I had gotten a package in the mail. I'm excited to open it. It is something I ordered early May. It was a pre-order only, limited to like 3,000, and it's been about 8 months, and I just now got it. So let's go ahead, open this, and I'll show you what it is. It is a Skyrim replica Dragonborn helmet, and it's limited to 5,000. I remembered wrong, but still individually numbered. So I'm curious to see what number I got. Hopefully 420 or 69 or something stupid like that. But let's take it out of the packaging and just take a good look at it. Here it is. It is a lot smaller than I envisioned it. I saw the dimensions of it when I ordered it, but still feels like way smaller than it should be. But it is high quality material. It's not plastic, it's not resin, which I'm super happy isn't the case. It's pretty much metal, I'd say. And the number I got was 373. I was the 373rd person to order it. Disappointed with that number. It's not a cool number, but I don't care. This thing is small enough for me to display it easily, which is awesome. But yeah, it's not big enough for me to become the Dovahking, unfortunately. I feel like I'd look really awesome in one of these helmets. Maybe I'll order a life-size helmet. Probably have to get a couple beers in me before I do that, though. But okay. I am going to maybe clean a console. I don't know. I'm really tired from the day. We'll see. Wednesday today, I have the day off, which is amazing. Monday, I cleaned Model 1 Genesis, and last night I cleaned the Model 2 Genesis. I didn't record it because this video is already over 30 minutes long, and I don't like to make them this long, but it is what it is. So today, I got the original Xbox left. That's all I got to do. Somebody's coming out soon. We're going to see if we can work out some kind of trade. I don't know what he has, but he's on his way right now. And if I pick anything up, I'll definitely show you. The guy just left, and we were able to work out a deal. I didn't buy everything from him, but this is what I got. I gave him trade and cash. So after the math, I'd say it was like 200 trade and 160 cash for all this stuff. But let's go ahead and show you. There's an amazing variety, a lot of different games. Some of the games need replacement cases. They're missing manuals and stuff like that, but still very awesome stack of games here. I got my first Switch 2 game traded to me. It's my one and only. Then we got some handheld stuff. These I would absolutely save, but they're just loose, so I figured I would try to sell them. If they were complete, I would definitely save them, because it's like reprinted artwork on there. The manual isn't in there, although the manual might be in this one. Oh yeah, it's got the manual actually, so I will save that one. Mega Man X6, Saga Frontier, Xenogears. Oh, how I wish that this one was complete, but unfortunately it is not. It's just got the reprint artwork on it, but still very awesome. And then stuff I am saving. So yeah, I just added that one there. Gundam, and then 3 Pokemon games. All saving. So these are not for sale. At least not yet. And then since I started collecting CDs again, I figured maybe I'll start showing anytime I buy some new CDs. So I went to Abraxas Wax, or the Abraxas in Eau Claire, and got all of these. Boy Sets Fire. I've been wanting that one for a long time. Armor for Sleep. And then Memphis Mayfire is the greatest album of all time. Sleepwalking. All right, so that is going to be the last clip for the video. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I know it was quite a long vlog this time, but I had to do like a little rant in the beginning of it that went on probably longer than it should have. But again, thank you so much. If you like what you see, please consider following me on Facebook, subscribing to me on YouTube. And yeah, I will see you guys next week. Peace.